All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Double honors to the sincere apostles and elders of a great millstone who are my teachers, and peace and salutations to you brothers out there preaching this word in truth and sincerity. This is the brother Yahweh with another lesson, and this one's going to be a quick hit, man. Hey, just going into news and prophecy, what we're about to see crack down, is martial law, race wars. All right, Jacob's trouble. All right, all these things are coming. People think that now that Trump is selected as president, that hey, everything's all fine and dandy. That America is going to be made great again. Hey, but pursuant to Jeremiah 50, hey, there is no healing of Babylon. This place is already finished. Matter of fact, we'll start it off with that before I get into this article. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, and might be 51. Okay. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, 51, and I'm going to start at verse 8, and it reads, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. And that's right. So, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. There is no healing of Babylon, man. There's no making America great again. All right, there's no president that's going to be elected that's going to save anybody, especially you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians, you true biblical Israelites, man. Y'all think that voting for these different presidents are going to save you. Y'all think that that America is for you, even though the history itself of America was built up upon the blood, sweat, and tears of our people, man. Y'all still believe that these Americans and these Edomites love you, man, but that's not the case. You know, and we're very soon going to see Jacob's trouble come into effect, man. Apostle Tahar correctly deemed this year the year of Jacob's trouble. And so this is the book of Jeremiah chapter 30 and I'm gonna start at verse 6, and it reads, Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. And that's right, because there's going to be mass death and destruction that's going to come, and we're already starting to see the effects of this take place. And so it says in verse 7, which is the point, Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. That he, talking about the elect remnant, that 1/3 of the nation of Israel. But as for 2/3 of our people, you're going to get cut off and die, whether it's by the sword, famine, or pestilence. These things are going to come upon you. And the reason for that being is because you set the Heavenly Father and not man. You, instead of calling upon him, you're calling upon Donald Trump. You're calling upon Kamala Harris, which I seen buku videos, man, of you Jake, man, especially you Judite women crying on camera, man, recording yourselves, getting angry that Donald Trump won. All right, that Kamala Harris lost. Y'all crying. There was this one lady. She said that she's gonna wake up a slave. And so these people are starting to be divided. There's been people who have who had 3-year relationships and longer relationships that are cutting off their families for voting for Trump. It's getting crazy out here, man. So if you think that this place is going to be healed due to Donald Trump's presidency or him coming into office, which we're still waiting to see what's going to happen with that, you're fooling yourself, man. And so I want to go ahead and get in this article, man. This is racist text messages threaten black students nationwide after Trump win. And so it says black students at the University of Alabama have reported receiving racist text messages after Donald Trump's presidential election win, an incident that seems to be turning into a nationwide trend. And so you actually had the FBI come in on this, man. And so it says, according to the Crimson White, black UA students have been receiving racist threats from a slew of anonymous phone numbers. The numbers feature area codes inside and outside the state, making it difficult to trace. One of the messages said the recipient had been selected to pick cotton at the nearest plantation. Be ready at 1 p.m. sharp with your belongings. Our executive slaves will come and get you in a brown van. excuse me, be prepared to be searched down once you've entered the plantation. You are in plantation group C. Good day. The racist text read. Hey, and so hey, we're gonna see these Edomites. They're gonna get on that power trip, man. Hey, you're very soon gonna see them return into that KKK type mentality, which it never really left. They were more on the low, but now hey, it's going to be more prevalent in this time, especially now that we're seeing these Edomites get on that power trip, making America great again. Because during the and you had Trump get on the podium after his presidential win or whatever, and he said we are entering into the golden age of America, and pretty much during the time of America's quote unquote greatness, that was during the time that you Jakes were still slaves, man. That was during the time that you Jakes were still having to drink from colored water fountains, man, having to go to colored schools. Okay, and you so-called Latinos, man, you Northern Kingdom that are coming in here voting for Trump or Kamala, hey, you're not doing yourselves any favors, man. You're actually bringing, hey, we'll go ahead and grab this. You're bringing your children to the murderer, as it says in the book of Hosea, chapter 9, and verse 13. And it says, Ephraim, as I saw Tyrus, is planted in a pleasant place, but Ephraim shall bring forth his children to the murderer. And so that's what we're seeing, man. Ephraim, the northern, which is often symbolic for the Northern Kingdom. Hey, he's bringing forth his children to the murderer, man. They're invading America, whether it's legally or illegally, however they're doing it. Hey, it's all for the purpose of Jacob's trouble, and we see these things starting to lead up to that. All right, and so back in this article, it says parents and students, including those who received the text, expressed fear and dismay about the messages. It says Arletta Mikah, the mother of Elise, a freshman at UA, said her daughter skipped classes on Wednesday because she fears for her safety, and that, as a parent, the text made her feel uneasy, disappointed, and unsafe. She also said she didn't know how the sender knew so much about her daughter, including her phone number and the fact she was black. Other students who received the text said it felt like a joke at first, but that feeling quickly became fear and stress. It says Haley Welch, a freshman biology student, recalls receiving multiple threatening messages as well as experiencing racial slurs from individuals wearing MAGA hats. At first, I thought it was a joke, but everybody else was getting them. People were texting, posting on their stories, saying they got them. Welch told the Crimson White, I was just stressed out, and I was scared because I didn't know what was happening. Hey, and these, you Jake, that are not paying attention, man, that are just walking around America as if it's La La Land, man, you're gonna be in for a rude awakening. Hey, these people are about to crack down on you, man. This devil is about to crack down with that great wrath. All right, when they shall say peace and safety, let's go ahead and grab that. Because a lot of people believe that now that Trump is in office, or that he's finna be in office, if he makes it, that it's gonna be a peace, pretty much peace in our time. But that's not so. The book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And that's right, because the Lord, it is time for the Lord to work. Let's grab that. The book of Psalms, chapter 119. Chapter 119, and I believe it's 126. God. The book of Psalms chapter 119 and verse 126, it is time for thee, Yahweh, to work, for they have made void thy law. And that's right, they have made void thy law. They have set up a king, but not by the heavenly Father. And we'll grab that as well. The book of Hosea chapter 7, and we'll start at verse 1, and it reads, when I would have healed Israel, then the iniquity of Ephraim was discovered, and the wickedness of Samaria, for they commit falsehood, and the thief cometh in, and the troop of robbers spoileth without. And that really did take place, during the time when you had these nations invading over there in the South Americas, man, in those islands. Hey, they really got their ass handed to them, man. They were put in these coal mines, man. They were working. They were worked until death. All right. And so it says in verse 2, and they consider not in their hearts that I remember all their wickedness. Now their own doings have beset them about. They are before my face. And that's right. The Heavenly Father has not forgot all the evil and all the atrocities that you have committed against him. And so it says in verse 3, they make the king glad with their wickedness and the princes with their lies. They are all adulterers, as an oven heated by the baker, who ceaseth from raising after he had kneaded the dough until it be leavened. In the day of our king, the princes have made him sick with bottles of wine. He stretched out his hands with scorners. And so, let me see. This might not be the exact one I was looking for. It might be in okay, Salakia. Hosea chapter 8 and verse we'll start at verse 3. Israel hath cast off the thing that is good, the enemy shall pursue him. Woo! Hey, and that's right, the enemy shall pursue him. And that's what we're about to see, man. A lot of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians, your true biblical Israelites, and you're about to experience a very painful death. And it's because you have forsaken the Heavenly Father. And so it says in verse 4, they have set up kings, but not by me. They have made princes, and I knew it not. Of their silver and their gold have they made them idols, that they may be cut off. And that's right. So that we see that our people, they keep setting up kings over themselves, trying to be saved, trying to find a moment of peace. But the scriptures say, this is not our rest. It is polluted. It shall even destroy you. And so that's what we're seeing, man. The beginning of Jacob's trouble is about to take place, man. It's only going to get worse, and these things are going to escalate very quickly. And so back in this article, it says Welch also decided not to go to class on Wednesday in fear for her safety, and also says the texts weren't her first encounter with racism since Trump won the election. On Wednesday, while walking outside her door, Welch saw two men wearing MAGA hats shouting their support of Trump. When they turned their racism towards Welch, they started yelling at me and calling me racial slurs and said, go back to where I came from, even though I was born here and I'm American, Welch said. And so continuing it says the incident has sparked significant outrage in the community as McCall's Facebook post has received thousands of shares and comments. The sender's identity remains unknown, and the ongoing investigation has prompted calls for the university to make a statement about the racism on campus. Since Donald Trump won the presidential election, racists have felt emboldened to make their bigoted voices heard. News One can confirm the messages have been sent to black students all over the country, as one of our writers was also sent the threatening text. Oh, so even their writer was sent a text about being put on the plantation, man. And so we're going to see very soon a lot of you Jakes experience a painful death. And so from here, man, I want to jump to the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 15, and we'll end it off on that. So the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 15, and let me see, verse 14, and it reads, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And that's right, you're going to see one people standing up and fighting against another. And it says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So it don't matter who's in office. These things are going to take place, because the Heavenly Father said that it was going to happen, man. And these things are the Lord. What the Lord said is not going to go out void, but it shall accomplish that which He pleases. All right, which we're about to see things only going to get worse. And so with that being said, man, I pray that this lesson was edifying, uplifting of the spirit. Know that troubling times are here, but the Heavenly Father shall deliver the elect, the 1/3 out of all of it. All right, and Yahweh Ratzah, we're not only called, we're chosen, and we get saved up out of this place, man, because as we see, things are about to pop off. And so with that being said, once again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Until the next time I say, Shalom.